So let's talk about various types of real estate prospecting letters. So some of them are very similar to real estate postcards, right, in terms of what types of letters we mail. But letters let us do something kind of special, right, which is have a little bit more of a connection to the recipient of the letter. So it lets us have some letters that are just a little bit different that we might mail to a homeowner than what we might mail for a postcard or a brochure. So similar to postcards, right, we have just listed letters, right? So you have just listed postcards. We also have just listed letters. Just listed postcards, you're gonna keep very straight to the point, right? It's that brand building for that time that somebody just might be interested in selling their home, right? But with a just listed letter, you're probably getting a little bit more interaction. You can tell a little bit more of a story about listing the home and that you'd love for them to see the home if they'd ever, just like to see it. A lot of times you just need to let somebody know, hey, it's okay if you're just a nosy neighbor. I'd love to show you the home. Let me know if you'd possibly like to see the home or if you know anyone that might be interested in seeing the home. This can also get you great buyer leads, right? It's an example of where, real estate letters in general, including just listed letters, really have this kind of like unique connection that you can make with a homeowner. So just listed letters can, include a market update as well to it, right? Add some numbers, invite them to come see the home, ask them if they know anyone that wants to see the home. So there's a few different ways that you can take that, as well as you could just include, a couple photos of the home too. That's definitely a kind of a unique aspect of the just listed letters, right? That ability to potentially get a referral, right? Or to pick up a buyer client. So just listed postcards, as great as they are for getting listings, don't necessarily have that same ability to maybe pick up buyers. So of course, just like just listed letters, we have just sold letters. One of the great beauties of a just sold letter is it's a really good opportunity. So let me back up a little. Just listed letters, proof of production, right? I haven't said proof of production yet. If you watch any of my videos or, webinars, etc., read any of my blog posts, proof of production, right? So just listed letters get you that proof of production. Just sold letters obviously also get you the proof of production. It's a great opportunity just to say, hey, I just sold your neighbor's home and I really know this market, right? I know the market, I know the neighborhood, I know how to sell a home, I sold their home. But the other thing that's really cool too is it allows you to give that message that says, hey, I have more buyers, right? There are people that looked at this home, it wasn't the exact right one for them. Or depending on the market you're in, maybe you have a multiple offer situation. Now you legitimately have buyers that are looking in that neighborhood. You have those buyers right then and there. So if you come to me and you say, Jeff, I'd love to sell your home, it's like, well, that's interesting, I don't know. But if you come to me and you're like, Jeff, I have buyers that legit want to buy your home. They had an offer on this other home. They want to buy your home. Well, now I'm actually pretty interested. I'm probably going to talk to you, if nothing else, just to find out, well, I don't know, what's my home worth, right? If nothing else, that's, interesting. Oh, what did they offer on that home, right? So it really allows you to get that dialogue going that, just about everybody, if you tell them that you have a potential buyer, they want to know what the offer is, right? And then, oh, well, let me bring somebody by, we can take a look at it. And by somebody, I generally don't mean a buyer, I mean get listing paperwork. But that's a great opportunity to really get that conversation going. We do have the opportunity to also mail to, FSBOs, right? Doing for sale by owner letters. Obviously, depending on how you set it up, can be a little bit more time intensive, but can also make you stand out from other agents, right? To just really make you look like you're a professional, you have real marketing, you're not just somebody starving and calling them, right? So the for sale by owner letters can definitely be effective, but a little bit more time intensive. The other one kind of similar that's that more like, targeted approach are the expired listing letters, right? Same thing. FSBOs and expireds, they're both getting hit pretty hard by agents. Letters can make you stand out. especially if you really do it in a manner that you don't mail them one letter, right? Just like all marketing when we talk about it. You're not gonna mail them one letter, but maybe you mail them a letter every other day for a month. Well, now when you call or you stop by, they're gonna know exactly who you are. And they're gonna know that you're tenacious, right? And that you will do whatever it takes to get a listing. You will do whatever it takes to get a listing sold. So for FSBOs and expireds, definitely letters can be very powerful in that. And I probably wouldn't do just letters. I'd go back and forth, right? Send them letters, send them postcards, letter, postcard, letter, postcard. You know, maybe over the course of a month, you send them 10 letters and 10 postcards. That's not a lot of money, right? If you can get, 5% off of that, you would be absolutely rolling in the dough. So if you do expireds or FSBOs, that's definitely something to look at and to see if you can hone in on that strategy a little bit more. Another popular place too is, those neighborhood realtor letters. A lot of times when we talk about farming, we talk about that the best place normally to start farming is in your own backyard because you know it, you're gonna see people. There's just a different connection that you have with your neighbors than you do other people. So there's something to be said for, mailing out those letters. Make them a little, heartfelt. Tell them who you are. Hey, I live down the street from you. We moved here, blah, 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 blah. If you're ever interested, I'd love to come by and just let you know what your home's worth. Or maybe you want to come by to my house, we can have a cup of coffee or a beer or a glass of wine, right? Whatever you want. But those neighborhood realtor letters can definitely be, really, really impactful, and people will read it, right? If you start off saying, hey, I live down the street from you, people are gonna read those. So it can definitely be very impactful. And then, the other option too is just general market update letters. You're not gonna mail those every week, but maybe you mail them monthly or even just quarterly. So, get into a cadence where you're mailing a postcard once a month, and maybe, every quarter you also send a letter that's a little bit more detailed. These are the homes that sold. Put the time into it though, right? Make sure that you really have homes that are, part of that neighborhood, part of the subdivision, part of the building, whatever it is. If you're gonna send market update letters, you wanna make sure that those market update letters are really providing a lot of value and that they really have information. You can also include, more market-wide stats, right? Hey, here's what's happening in Scottsdale, the inventory, the median home price, all that kind of stuff. It's also, again, a good time to just include that call to action. But hey, I'd love to just let you know what your home's worth, right? No obligation, just let me know. I'd love to swing by, tell you what your home's worth. So, real estate letters can be a really effective tool in your marketing arsenal, really for getting both buyers and sellers. They're definitely worth looking at. You can see all of the templates that we have at wisepelican.com. We have letters that are already written that you can tweak. You can totally write your own letter. You can upload an image of a letter. It's very cool. You can send real estate letters one at a time. So if you are doing FSBOs, expireds, you can go in, you can have your list, you can send, to your list of 12, your list of 1. It doesn't matter. So very cool stuff that we can do at Wise Pelican. And yeah, definitely don't overlook real estate letters as part of your marketing strategy.